Adipose tissue is the most common, or one of the most common types of tissue in the body. It's fat, it's yellow, and it always looks like this. This is what you call unilocular or mature adult adipose tissue. It will be so common in your histology travels that you will tend to ignore it, and very soon you won't even have to look at it anymore. You'll just know whenever you see big washed out spaces like this, in which sometimes the nuclei are compressed against the side of the washed out globule, and sometimes you'll see small blood vessels within here, that this is classically fat, mature adult adipose tissue. Sometimes you'll see, a little bit of fibrous connective tissue interspersed with it, like perhaps you see here or perhaps you see here. And often towards the edge of mature connective tissue, you tend to see a few little extra collagen fibers or fibroblasts as well. Let's zip up a little bit more and nail this thing down. The reason why fat is so clear is because in the process of tissue processing, there's a stage in which the tissue gets passed through fat solvents, and the fat, or the mature fat, gets washed out. And that's why these are all wide open spaces, because the tissue, chiefly neutral fat, is gone. Because of that, the nuclei of these adipocytes is classically a little bit spindly and pushed off towards the side, and sometimes you'll be lucky enough to see little blood vessels or little capillaries, like perhaps here, like perhaps here, like certainly here, in which you can see the blood traveling within the septae as well. I guess you probably would be entitled to see some round cells like lymphocytes and maybe histiocytes or macrophages every now and then. But for the most part, classical adult fatty tissue is nothing more than washed out fatty spaces in which the nuclei are a little bit spindly and displaced towards the periphery of the washed out globule. So that's probably an adipocyte nucleus. That probably is. That could very well be. Perhaps that's a lymphocyte. Perhaps that's another round cell like a lymphocyte or a macrophage. You really can't tell just from an H&E stain. And don't forget, you may have some collagen fibers here and there, and you may also have blood vessels like we see here. And we could definitely see some red cells within blood vessels here. Classical, boring, diagnostic, mature adult unilocular fat. Nothing else in the world looks like it, and it always looks like this. And I thank you very much.